Are you able to invisibly control how the zombies think and how the zombies run? But that's what I'm here to find out. G'day, guys. My name's Josh. You can call me Woodle, and welcome back once again to 7 Days to Die in the brand new Alpha 18 update, where we are back in Woodle Park 2 to continue doing some experiments and some tests to see how the game works now, to see what is new in Alpha 18, to see if we can still use some of the ideas from Alpha 17, or if we have to find a whole new way to create a giant block of cheese all over the big bowl of pasta that is the zombie AI for the new Alpha. But before I get into some more experiments, we have to pay a visit to the new and improved Hall of Legends. You can see it's looking very schmick and span right now, to put a couple more names up on the wall. But to do it, this time, I'm going to jump back to like 3 o'clock in the morning when the night is at its darkest, because I've gone through and refurbed the entire hall. It's all got electric lighting now, it's got electric doors on it now, it is the bee's tits, it is fan-flippantastic. So, I mean, the reason I did it as well was because like the sign on the front didn't quite shine as much as I wanted to. It was kind of hard to read, so I put some spotlights on it, it made it all nice and glow. It's looking lovely dovely, and look at that, electric doors, it's all looking good, electric lighting inside, so no more screamers spawning all over the gaff. It's a good time. So the names going up on the wall today are Pyburn, Hinch Jackman, and Janika, I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Whatever. Thank you to you three and everyone else on the walls for your lovely support making all of this happen. I appreciate it very, very much. I've also gone through and updated some of the other names that were up here because people messaged me and said, hey, I want my actual handle up there, not my normal name. Maddie, I'm sorry, you're going to stay as an onion. You don't get to take that away yet. Not now, not ever. So that is the new and update. Oh my god, those doors are getting really annoying. So that is the updated Hall of Legends. There is something sneaky as well at the other end. Let's give you a quick little sneak peek. What's that? That is the MVP tower. I can't show you inside there just yet. Maybe the next episode after. It's still under construction, but you can see already the board of honors is all lit up and visible from all around. So I'm very excited to show you guys what's in there, but that is for another time, because this time I am going to go and remember the zombie force field from Alpha 17. I actually really like the zombie force field. It worked really, really well, and apparently, according to the devs, it wasn't happening anymore for them in Alpha 18. They reckon that they fixed it, and I don't really believe that, so I am here to test out the zombie force field and see if we can still get some invisible barriers from the undead horde. Got myself a nice flat bit of land here. I need to level out the terrain underneath this little thing here as well. I need to get some actual like flat land going, because like the undulations of the world right now makes it a little bit hard for me to build stuff. I'm going to build it, the first one, just kind of in the corner over here, because I feel like to test it properly, to see if it works the way it did back in Alpha 17, we need to build it and test it in the same kind of way that we did it back in 17. So I'm going to build myself a little platform here. Let's not make it too big. Let's make it a square though. How many wide is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Just like that. So I'm going to make myself a little platform and put the arrow slots on the top and make myself that like original force field that I did, where I could stand in the middle and the zombies wouldn't get close to me. The one I built originally was a bit bigger than this, but I mean, it shouldn't be dependent on the size itself. It's the principle that I'm testing here, the theory behind it. So that is my plan. I'm going to go in here and just go like this and get my my arrow slots on the top. Now, it's important for those of you who don't know how the force field works, it's important that you have a couple of blocks gap underneath the arrow slot. So to start with, I'll just in fact, you know what? No, I won't. If I'm going to be testing stuff, I may as well test it with nothing underneath it. Let's go back from scratch and see if it still works or doesn't work the way it used to not work or work. So let's go like that with nothing underneath. This is a lot, the trap a lot of people fall into when they're building these things, is they don't make a gap underneath. And in 17, that didn't work at all. But we'll see how it goes in 18. I'm assuming it won't work, and then I'll put a pit underneath, and then it will be fine. Alright, there we go. That should do it. Let's just put me right in the middle, right about there. That ought to do. Okay, let's get myself the dev pistol, just because it's got infinite ammo. I can get all sorts of zombies' attention. And let's spawn in a couple of Chelseas. Oh, it's not microphone, sorry about that. A couple of ferals, so I want to actually move a little bit faster. Let's pop out of my body and just see how they go. Alright, here we go. And get their attention. Well, one is one. Hang on. What? What the hell were you doing? You absolute mupp. You had to run 30 feet that way, and instead you ran across and dove into the hole like it was a nice, delicious, cool pool on a 40-degree day. What are you doing, you genuine muppet? That's just embarrassing. I mean, I've eaten sausages that are smarter than you. That's a little bit bad. All right, whatever. Let's get these guys now they're actually here to test it. Get the AI back on. Oh, and it seems like, as I kind of expected, they do not care because there's a block underneath, and they ran straight up to come and ruin my day. So let's get rid of all you guys, get rid of your bodies as well. Okay, let's try that again. Let's put some blocks, well, put some gaps underneath and see if that goes a little bit better. Okay, let's try this again. I've got a nice little group of cheerleaders out there ready for me, and this time I have a 1 block deep underneath the arrow slot. So I still don't expect this one to work. I think I need to go 1 more down to get it to work reliably, but we'll give it a crack anyway. So shoot the gun a bit, get their attention, turn the AI back on, and oh, look, okay, so one of them's got me covered, but the other ones are having a little bit more issues than the rest of us. So it's like, it's working here and there. Oh, I just ran out of frame. Let's not do that one. I can't see myself anymore. So it's not perfect. It worked on a couple of them. It's showing some signs of promise though. So that's making me think that maybe they haven't actually fixed it the way that they said they had in Alpha 18. Maybe the glitch in their AI is still there. So let's get rid of a couple more blocks underneath. Let's make it a little bit deeper, and then we'll see if that works a little bit better. I don't know. We'll keep going until we get to the point where we're in Alpha 17 to see if that works. If it still doesn't work, I'll try and find a way to get it to work, because let's be honest, the force field was freaking fantastic. All right, deeper hole, 5 Chelseas. We know the drill. Get their attention. Let's see what happens this time. They're up. Well, one of them managed to reach because it's a small platform, but once again, they're having all sorts of issues. They're trying to dig down to the area underneath because it's supported by the walls down here, so they're seeing that as their target. But the important thing here is that I'm fine. I mean, look, I'm definitely within arm's reach. Ow, unless I move a little bit closer to them. I'm definitely within arm's reach, and they could probably just run up and get me, but instead they're trying to dig their way through. Okay, you need to stop that. It's, okay, that's a good sign. Thank you, Chelsea. Thank you for testing that for me. I appreciate all your hard work. You don't have to break your like freshly manicured nails on the hard steel anymore. Get rid of you. What present did you leave me? Anything good? I feel like I get chainsaws in zombie drops all the time. Like, I mean, listen, I've killed a lot of zombies in this game in Alpha 18 already just from testing and whatnot, and I feel like whenever there's a zombie drop, I get a chainsaw, like, more than half the time. Like, and a stupid amount of chainsaws come out of that, which would be fine, but, like, I don't ever use the chainsaws. I don't have any need for it, especially when I'm just building to Woodle Park. I have God mode. Oh, look how cool that looks. I love that you can see that from all the way out here. Oh, man. All right, I'm getting distracted by chainsaws and MVPs. Let's go back to continue testing. Let's go 1 more down and see if that works a little bit better. And then after that, bang some barbed wire around the outside. Even though we don't have barbed wire anymore, people were saying that you need to get the barbed wire schematic to be able to craft it. And that is not, unfortunately, the case, because the barbed wire schematic is for the barbed wire mod. That's not actually there. And I went through all of the skills, all of the recipes you could buy, and I searched for barbed wire. There's nothing in there. So I don't think, like at all, that you can actually craft the normal barbed wire anymore. Because even the recipes you can't craft are locked. They still come up. Normal barbed wire, I'm definitely confident that it's probably gone, regardless of what schematics and stuff you read. So, that's going to be barbed wire we have left. It's not going to work the way that we want it to, but I'll test it out again here anyway, just to see if it works a bit better, and we'll go from there. This is the one that I think is going to work the best. It's a 3 block deep hole underneath, which was kind of how I always built it. When I built the force field in Alpha 17, it was always 3 blocks deep in a cavity underneath, and that always seemed to work the best. Let's put myself right in the middle here again, get my pistol back out, get their attention, turn on their AI, and see what happens this time. And I'm pretty confident. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Not a worry in the world. You don't have anything to worry about. Excellent. Okay, so it looks like the zombie force field is going to work for a little bit longer until the fun pimps see this video and then patch it out. But until it happens, I'm going to continue testing it to see if it does actually work the way it used to, or if there's like, I need to test all the ways that I did it last time to see if it still works. In particular, the thing that I want to test is, can I put the force field around the columns of the killing corridor and make it just that little bit more secure? Because we all know, well, I mean, you should know, that the fun pimps made an effort to make the killing corridor redundant. Like, they've changed the way the zombies see a lot of the pathing on the special blocks, so that the way I used to build it with the 1/8 block gaps isn't as effective anymore without something else to go on top of it. Like, if you put some half blocks to kind of funnel, I mean, if you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, you need to go watch the new killing corridor for Alpha 18 video that I put out a couple of days ago. But you need to funnel them into the gaps now, or use the cookie cutter design, or use this one, which is my kind of favorite, which is just like the chute design with some wedge tips either side so they slide down the middle, because these the walls walls there are too slippery for them to grab onto. But that said, the biggest issue there was when they fell through, they went into destroy mode for longer. Whether before it was only like 5 seconds of destroy mode, now it's like 30 seconds of destroy everything mode. So if you can put the force field around the columns of the killing corridor, like I did in Alpha 17, will that protect you? Are you able to invisibly control how the zombies think and how the zombies run? But that's what I'm here to find out. So just in the interest of time, I'm gonna make myself like a small killing corridor, not like a big one over here, just because it takes so long to dig out all the ground underneath the killing corridor and do it like precisely in a way that isn't going to make everything collapse and fall. And plus, I don't want to risk collapsing one of these things, because as always in Jaboodle Park, once something is like a test in a video, once I've built something in Jaboodle Park, it stays there. That's how Jaboodle Park grows. That's how we end up with like a big area of monuments to things we've done in the past. So I can't go in and risk destroying these things. I'm going to build a little one just over here. One more ought to do it. I think it'll make sure it's high enough to work the AI properly. Let's go up to the top here. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. And then just along the top like that. And then we should be fine. I'll only build... I'll put one around here. I'll put one pillar in and then the pillar that I stand on. So like one less pillar than a normal killing corridor. Yeah, no, we'll be fine. That will be fine. There we go. Just bang in the last couple of blocks. Just gonna make a simple little shoot corridor, just like I did just over there, because I think that's the one that works the best. That has their AI going into destroy everything mode the least. That was the one where the least amount of Chelsea's chose to stay and punch on with solid blocks and instead chose to run back over here. So we're building on what was the best previously and hoping it works a bit better. That's all painted well. All my arches underneath are all there because, as I always say, aesthetics matter. Doesn't matter if it's a quick little test. You've got to paint stuff, got to make sure your lines are right, got to make sure you're doing everything the full ticker and not just half-assing it. Got to put some more stairs in as well, because as we know from the last like year of testing that zombies deal with stairs far better than they do with ramps. Ramps are just a bad idea. They get stuck on those and beat on things and just generally can't figure it out. You're better off having like a big set of stairs like this than you are having this with ramps on it. They'll deal with this a lot better than they will deal with that, for example. But obviously this is the best one. If you get rid of any sort of like edges they can get themselves caught on, any sort of pressure points they might get themselves stuck on, then that's going to work a whole lot better. So just like that, and then we go like that, and finish it off. Do that on both sides. That little pyramid there, that is peak zombie AI pathing goodness. I love the killing corridor. Even just like its basic design, just like that, it just looks so sleek and nice. This is why I put it on a shirt, because it makes me feel, it's comfortable to look at. There's nothing that sticks out at me and looks like it's out of place. Alright, now that we have that one all built up and ready to go, now we need to control their pathing a little bit better. So this is where they're dropping down, so they're landing like there. So I'm going to need this to be some solid ground for them to land on. Of course, you could put spikes or whatever down here, but as I've talked about it before, I don't like using spikes because they steal your XP. In fact, is that still a thing? Is that still a thing in Alpha 18, or did they fix it up? Let's get some wood spikes. No, if I actually grab the wood spikes rather than throwing them on the ground, grab you, put you just like that, and let's just spawn a zombie right on top. There you go, Chelsea right there. Now, when you die, do I get any experience out of that? Or can you die, please? For goodness sake. There we go. Run into that. No, run into the spot. Fine. Fine. You're gonna make me do this the hard way. I'll do this the hard way then. I'll trap you in a world of death and destruction. There. How's that? Can you die, please? At all? I'd very much like you to die and show me what experience you're gonna get. Look, I'm over here now. There we go. There you go. Yes, more. Nope, still no experience. Okay, still definitely a thing. That's kind of annoying. Let's get rid of all of that. So yeah, I don't like using spikes like at all because it steals your experience, and experience is super important in 7 days. So let's not put any spikes down here. Let's continue building this out like that. And on either side of this is going to be my zombie force field all the way up to here. So they have to go, when they land here, their only option, they can't reach that, is to run out here, all the way back up here, and then back up here to start their run again. It's going to run this loop forever and ever and ever until what's left of their zombie brains decomposes a little bit further that they can't move their stupid legs anymore. So we know from before, just over there, that we've got to make it 3 deep. So what have we got here? We got, wait, let's figure it out. So that's the ground level there. So 1, 2, and 3. What? Yep. Is that right? 1, 2, 3. Yes, it is. Okay, so that's as deep as I want to go to there. Let's go all the way down to this bit here and make sure it's not overlapping. No, it's not. And clear selection. There we go. That's the. I mean, thank God for that clear selection tool. I still miss not having like a fill tool. Being able to like highlight an area like that and go, oh, I want to fill it with this block, which you can do in the POI editor, but you can't do it in normal survival, even with like God mode and creative mode turned on, which annoys me up the bleeding wall. But whatever. We don't have any choice in that matter. We have to do what we can do with the tools that we've been given. So let's go like that and just over to there, and that ought to do it. And boom, there we go. We have the first of the cavities. I'm gonna build another one of those over here, but that should just about do the trick, I think. I don't know. I'm nervous about how little space there is here. I normally like to have like 3 wide. I mean, that's only 2, I suppose. I suppose with that, if that's the block I'm standing on, that's only 2 wide all around there. So it should, fingers crossed and toes crossed and scrotum's wrapped up in a knot, it should work. Well, there's only way to find out, and that's to run a couple of zombies through here and see how it goes. Before I can do that, I need to finish building. I just kind of realized that the biggest bonus with this is, or not the biggest bonus, but another like added extra little sprinkle of fuck yeah bonus that goes with this is that because they're not going to be running over here, you probably don't actually need to, if I was going on and on about like the pyramid over here for zombies to get up, you probably don't actually need that anymore, because if you built the force field all the way up to here, for example, then their only option is going to be to take the stairs from here. I might actually test that out. That seems like a good thing to test. Let's get rid of all the things. I mean, look, I wanted to show you guys that pyramid anyway, because that's what I normally build. But let's test out. Let's give this what should I call it? This force field a real run for its money and see if it can actually save us some building time there as well. Because like dealing with stairs and like the angled stairs and that kind of stuff. Oh, I took out too much. That's a little bit annoying. It's just like it's an extra level of annoyance. So it's not so bad now that in Alpha 18 you get the containers of building materials and you choose what block you want to build. So not so bad now, but in Alpha 17 rather, having to try and figure out what kind of blocks you need was always annoying. So if I build it like that, that should stop them running up and getting stuck here and then beating on the stairs like they sometimes do. That should keep them all the way out here until they make it to this point here. That's the plan. We'll run it. We'll see how we go. Oh, still got so much more building to go though. God, this is where I need the fill tool. I'd have been done like 5 years ago if I had the bloody build tool. I should probably point out, for those unfamiliar with the force field designs of Alpha 17, I have built one down into the ground, put some solid material into the deck. I mean, sure, it works as a path, that's fine. But the main reason I do that for these kind of things, when I'm covering a big area with force field, is that sand has the structural integrity of a wet cum rag, as I referred to it way back when. So you can't build off sand. You'll only get 1 or 2 blocks out and then it will collapse. So even though most of this is going to be reasonably supported, I wasn't going to take the chance, so I usually build one down into the sand to give the rest of the building something to support itself off. That's kind of, you can see like the steel blocks are sitting on top of the sand, so it's supported vertically, and then that gives the horizontal strength out to that. So you got to keep that in mind when you're building stuff. I've seen a lot of people sending me like and tweeting me photos of their builds that have collapsed and I can't figure out why, and like 9 times out of 10 it's because they've tried to build off the side of sand or dirt or something that has no horizontal. This is the stat you need right here, horizontal support. Sandstone blocks has 120, steel has 300, but like actual sand, if I get some actual sand that's in here somewhere, sand, what do you have? You have horizontal support of 4. So yeah, it's not going to hold anything of note off the side of a sand block. So you've got to make sure you're supporting your structures before you invest all the time into building it. And just like that, there we go, just like that, it is now done. Now, it's not completely symmetrical. I've made a slightly bigger force field around my main support over here where I'm actually standing, just for safety. I mean, look, if they do happen to run across it, if you've got selected extra layer of protection over here, then it's going to be good. The rule of thumb for Alpha 17 force fields was that the distance, like the width of the force field, had to be the same depth as well. So you had to make like a square. If it was 3 wide, you had to make it 3 deep as well, or else it wouldn't really work. But we're going with 3 deep anyway. That is 3 wide there. This is all like 2 and 3s around here. But I reckon that should probably work. It looks nice. I like the red paint job. I like how this is all shaping up. Let's get myself a couple of Chelseas all the way out there. Let's get rid of the shoot the gun and bang, 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 bang. What are they going to do? Let's pop in my body and get a proper look at them. Down. Oh, okay, so we're falling into the force field, but no real issues. No issues at all. The only problem there is that they're falling forward a little bit. And some people did suggest that maybe I should make the drop a little bit longer, given that I don't have the barbed wire to slow them down anymore. Oh, she made it all the way in. Or I'm definitely going to have to slow them down. Because now she's in there, she's got no way to get out again. She got stuck inside. Alright, we can tinker with that a little bit. Although, I might even... Oh, I'm not sure. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix up this drop here. I might have to move it back a little bit so that they're actually landing on this bit here. That's where you want them to land, not all the way out here. Because just like the force field can keep them out, if they get inside, it'll keep them in too. But so far, I mean, you could just sit here for as long as you like. You're gonna sit here and make this a GIF. You'll never know. Chelsea will just keep running around and around and around. Except for that one who's ruining my demonstration. Stop that. She'll just keep running and running and running until I give her something else to do. Oh, she jumped in and she's now stuck. No, there she goes. Okay, she's alright. Even though there's been one or two little outliers here, this is still running very, very well. The force field is definitely not fixed enough for 18, and that makes me a happy little boy. I've made the drop 1 block longer and moved the whole thing down 1. So there's no more little arch under here anymore. So just after the second pillar is where the drop starts. I'm expecting them to fall like at least 4 or 5 blocks. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that should put them just about here, I would hope. But just to make kind of extra double sure, let's get some iron sheets. Let's grab these and put them like this. So if they really do get a bit of hang time and, you know, they're making some good progress across, they can hit that and hopefully bonk their head and that's like kind of get stopped there and not make it through. I'm also thinking for that as well, if they land on each other's heads, hopefully that will stop them getting anywhere close to my support. So let's go all out with this. Let's spawn 25 Chelsea's all the way out there, get their attention. There we go. Here comes the sea of cheerleaders. This is like when, you know, like a monkey paw wish. You say, "Oh, I wish, monkey paw, that I would have a sea of cheerleaders chasing after me at every opportunity." And he goes, "Ah," and he's like, "Yeah, no, sweet. I'll give you that." And then he sends you a horde of Chelseas. I mean, sure. Well, hey, she got across. Okay, that was too many. I don't know how she got across there. The dreams are coming true. Not quite how I wanted them to. Oh gosh, she got nailed. Wow, that was a lot of power. But I mean, so I actually feel like the iron sheets there are not a good thing for me. I mean, if I was doing this again, I'd probably make the path down here a little bit wider as well to give them a little bit extra room. But like for the most part, I mean, this is a lot of zombies as well. Horde Nights usually only set between like 8 and 16 zombies at a time. So this is like double a Horde Night really. But it's still working just fine. Look at that. And they're not even getting stuck down here. They're cruising all the way around like I thought they would. Lovely dovely. Alright, the force field lives on. You can't be upset about that. Well, the fun pimps won't be upset about that. But hey, you threw down the challenge. You told me good luck breaking your AI. So far, haven't needed your luck, mate. What are you going to do about it? I say that with love. I love you, fun pimps. The biggest issue that I can see with this is that they're just moving just too fast. They're getting some real hang time off there, like bonking their head on the other side over here and landing over here. So you've got to kind of like account for that. Or if you have the resources and whatever, you can build yourself some electric fences, anything you want to kind of slow them down. Barbed wire was always my go-to because that worked really well and you could kind of put it on the sides and protect it with poles and whatnot. The killing corridor, as we all know from Level 17, with all like the extra little bits inside it was just completely OP. It was no way you're ever going to die unless you did something stupid like I often did during the Horde Night. So this, I mean, this is just kind of like, I'm giving you this as a blank, as just like a general idea for you to build off. I don't want to tell you exactly how you should play the game. I just want to tell you what you can do in the game so that you can come up with your own ideas and kind of get your own creativity juices flowing and sputtered on the wall. So like if this were me, I'd either, you know, make a long drop like this, or I'd get some some electric fences and make them slow down here, just to kind of get them to fall down at a more reasonable angle and not just almost make the jump all the way across. But that's just me. If this is working as well, that means that the garage door force field that I tested in Alpha 17 should work as well. I don't see anything that's actually changed here. I don't think they've actually made any like conscious and like active moves to try and counter it. I just think that when they went to see how it worked, they couldn't get it to work for them, so they assumed. I think the wording of their post was that no zombies are having issues with arrow slots for them. So maybe they didn't actually try and deliberately counter it. But it still works. The force field still lives. We have yet another addition to Shwoodle Park 2, which is lovely. Man, I can't wait to go in there. I cannot wait to go into the MVP tower. It's going to be great. But I'll have to come back to Shwoodle Park 2 to test some more stuff, to build some more things, and to put some more legends up on the wall in the Hall of Legends in another episode. Because this episode is done. So thank you guys for watching. Most of all, thank you to all the patrons on Patreon who made this episode possible. If y'all liked it, make sure to like button down below and subscribe to this channel. Follow me on Twitter. If I don't talk to you there first, I'll see you in the next episode. Have a good one.